Hey, what's up, YouTube? I'm Kendra, my fellow I stand with friends and followers, and my helpers and subscribers. This is your helper leader, Maggie Negan, the Walking Deaf and Girl 27. How's everyone doing today? So today's title video is the casting of the Odyssey Backlash. So let's talk about it, shall we? But before, if you guys really enjoyed the video, do like this video, share it with friends and family, as well as subscribe to my Hellfire Club. Alright, you guys? And please check out the description below to follow my social platforms, as well check out Kime Kindred, guys. And just a quick reminder, guys, before I tell all of you to support Kime, which I really highly recommend you guys supporting his YouTube channel, that is, by checking his live streams, his incredible content of, gaming and so much incredible work, okay, you guys? Kime is also trying to get his book published, so find another agent for him. And another thing, too, I have a, you know, big news announcement just to let you guys know before you follow my social media platforms. Unfortunately, I may have to delete my Discord account. I do apologize in advance that I probably had to delete my Discord account, mostly because, and this is for everyone to be aware, by March of this year, Discord is now requiring ID, and this is not new to anybody, but just let you guys know in advance that it's now requiring ID, and I do not, and I repeat, I do not want to show my ID to no one because it's just private information. I don't know why they're doing it. All I know is that they're saying that it's for child safety because they think that, there are children in Discord when clearly there's probably some adults in there pretending to be kids. I don't know what the case may be. It's just that it's just too much control, and I do not want my identity to be breached. I do not want any image of myself in no shape or form in any platform that is, because I'm just scared as you are that I don't want where I put out where I live, my information, none of it. It's just not worth it. So again, you guys, I do apologize. It makes me sad that I had to either delete my Discord account, and plus I probably had to you know, redesign my intro, which is unfortunately, heartbreaking. So I'll try my best to come up with a new intro, something better. And also, I'm probably had to leave my Discord on my description on all of them. And not to mention, I probably had to delete the one on my YouTube channel when you see my other information as well in that description. So again, you guys, I do apologize in advance. Did not want to hold the video by saying this, but I had to. So I really do apologize in advance, you guys. I really am sorry. All right. And like I said, you guys, it's great that you guys really been there through, thick and thin with me and through this incredible journey of me chiming in on Discord. But unfortunately, I just had to delete Discord. It's just too much, going on, especially with the new update of what they're doing, especially the one I just said right now. I just, just too much. I'm just saying, okay? Just let you guys know that in advance, alright? So thank you again for supporting my Discord, but unfortunately, I probably had to delete the account. Alright, so again, I'm sorry. Alright? But other than that, you guys, like I said, support Kime by subscribing to his YouTube channel, check his latest live streams by participating on his live streams on, I believe, Monday, Friday, Saturday, okay? So he's going to probably do Diablo, I believe, Friday, I believe, or Saturday, one of those days, because Kime's live streams always, changes depending on the weather. So it's either he does a live stream or he does a regular video. So continue participating by checking his latest videos. Okay. And of course, support him in his blog post, and not to mention, find a literary agent to get his book published. Like I said before, he always works so hard on his books, you guys. So continue supporting his novel called The Red Sky Violin. All I know is that Kyle really wants to get his book out there, get it published in bookstores. So if you guys have time, give contact. That'd be great to give him some support and education. Okay, so good luck, Kyle. I know you can do it. Okay, so good luck. So let's get back to the whole controversial casting with Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, shall we, guys? So, according to sources, a lot of people are now, raising an eyebrow to that, Lupita DeYoung is now confirmed to be playing Helena Troy in the upcoming movie of The Odyssey. And we all know who's directing it is no other than Christopher Nolan. For those who don't know, I know some people do, but I'm just giving you guys an update what kind of projects that he's done for the past, few years of his life, right, of directing. He did Interstellar, he did Dunkirk, He did The Tenet. He did the Inception movie featuring DiCaprio, and he also did Oppenheimer, who got him on the role of the Oscars. And he also did his iconic movie that we all know and love is the Dark Knight trilogy. But now, since he's now focusing on releasing this upcoming movie called The Odyssey, and if you guys haven't read the book, I highly recommend it. It's really incredible, and this particular movie is not the original Odyssey. The original Odyssey is I believe that Disney made it or someone the corporation did it. And I gotta say that the Odyssey of the original is a pure classic, and I believe it came out around the mid 80s or 90s. I don't want ruin the year that is, but I'll definitely show you guys a picture of the poster, the original poster that is. And there are some celebrities out there that play these characters, which is phenomenal. It's like chef's kiss when it comes to it, because they really know how to portray the actual story based on the Odyssey, and it's really well written. It really is, okay? My only complaint about this so-called modern Odyssey, that Christopher Nolan's doing, is not satisfying me at all. You know why? Not because the casting is not great and all. Like, I could name, these cast members who are going to be in this movie, right? We have Matt Damon, we have Anne Hathaway, we have John Bernthal, Tom Holland, Zendaya, Elliot Page, Robert Patterson, and now we have Lupita Young. The complaint that we're getting right now, and this is what's happening right now at this very moment, and it has to do with the casting with Lupita Young, Zendaya, and Elliot Page. Those three people, okay? And don't get me wrong, or don't tell me in the comment section of how, it's causing a lot of stir, which clearly it is, unfortunately, okay? Just hear me out, okay? Just listen very carefully, okay? Do you believe, and I need to hear this from everybody, okay? Do you really believe deep down that these particular actors, the one I mentioned about these three, right? We have Lupita Young, we have Elliot Page, and Zendaya. What do these three, have in common, okay? Just let that sink in for a second, okay? Do you really believe that these three, the one I mentioned so far, fit the description, right, of these characteristics of the actual Greek story? If the answer is no, then there you go. I don't need to explain myself. I don't need to be clear on things. You already know the answer right there, thick and thin, okay? But if you guys are just not listening and you're just in La La Land, then I can just, pull up every page in the, vocabulary for you to figure out who was Helen of Troy, who was Athena, okay? And we don't know who Elliot Page is playing, obviously. Apparently, he's playing one of the soldiers, in the Greek story, that is, okay? I do not know because all I'm seeing right now is that the role is being undisclosed. So it's not confirmed of what character is Elliot Page playing exactly, okay? The only thing that is getting a lot of backlash and critics alike are probably not really satisfied is how they have Lupita and Zendaya playing these Greek iconic characters, these historical figures, that is, okay? And the only excuse that Christopher Nolan has in his own perspective, and I'm not trying to throw shade at him, he's an incredible director, okay? He's great and all, but the way he phrased it and the way he explained to himself, the way he backed it up, is that he's saying that he wanted a modern spin to it. And I'm saying to myself, and this is coming, the sources right here, you guys can read it, because this is legit coming from him, okay? I'm saying to myself, me as Maggie, okay? Listen very carefully. I'm saying to myself, I'm sorry. Come again? This whole thing where we're gonna just ignore history, like Greek history, that is. We're just gonna ignore, the whole history about the Odyssey. We're just gonna, forget about it. Is that what you're telling me, Mr. Nolan? Really? I mean, what changed your tune? What decided you make this whole change? You didn't change when you did Oppenheimer, You didn't change when you did, Interstellar. You didn't change any of it. So what get you the idea to decide to have this modern spin to it? Like, I don't quite understand. Like, didn't you read the source material of the Odyssey? Didn't you just like, oh, I don't know, like go to Greece, right? Did you have the entire cast look at the Greek history that is? Like, I don't understand. Like, what the sudden twist is happening? You know what I mean? What made you change your mind? You know, if you don't have any response to it, then what happened? You know what I mean? That's my question. Like, what the hell happened? You know what I mean? So we're just gonna like blankly ignore history. We're gonna rewrite history. Is that what I'm getting at? Oh, great. More changes for history. Another check for Hollywood for trying disastrous of history because it happened so many freaking goddamn times. And I'm gonna be honest, you guys, it did happen too many freaking times. Okay, for starters, right? Netflix, if you don't remember, Netflix decided to do a commentary about Cleopatra. And what happened? A massive uproar. That commentary went decreasing of views, and it was literally, plummeting. Pretty much, right? Oh, what happened, you may ask? Because apparently they casted an African American actress to play Cleopatra, and critics alike, even historians, saying that Cleopatra was not freaking African American. She was Mesopotamian, right? Another incident was Anne Boleyn. Gorgeous actress, right? She is. But is she Anne Boleyn? No. Because it's not happened once, it happened twice. Alright? This is just too happening too much. Another incident is when the Hollywood Bowl decided to have Cynthia Erivo play Jesus Christ. I could go on and on and on, and still, it seems that Hollywood is deteriorating and running out of freaking ideas because they have nothing better to do but want to please everybody. You can't, okay? I'm sorry, but you cannot just skip down, Truly Lane and like say, "Yay, let's change history because it never happened." Let's change everything. La di da da. Like, are you, above the clouds? You're thinking that, oh, people nowadays don't want to read nowadays. People are losing their ability to think or get an education because they think that it's okay. It's not freaking okay. Okay? It's pretty sad if you ask me. And to tell you the truth nowadays, I feel like the more that kids lack education, the more dumber they're gonna be. And I'm sorry to say this, but it's the truth. I understand that you don't want to pick up a book. You don't want to go get off your butt and go to a local library or go to a bookstore because, heck, I'm seeing half of young kids liking books nowadays. But the sad thing is, right? Books are now like fading away, same thing with comic books, unfortunately. But you cannot rewrite history. I'm sorry, but you can't. Whatever happened back when is not gonna like it's not gonna change. Okay? History is history. You don't have a time machine, you don't have a TARDIS, you're not Doctor Who, okay? You cannot go back in time, you're not Bill and Ted, okay? You're not. Because whatever is done back when, okay? But the thing is, right? I believe this movie particularly is gonna like either be successful, maybe, but is it gonna be a big hit? Is it gonna be nominated for an Oscar? No, I don't think so. I'm not trying to like say that it's not gonna be a big win. It's gonna be average, meaning that the Rotten Tomatoes may give a high score, maybe, but it's probably not gonna please everybody. It's definitely not gonna please historians, that's for sure, because they know that Hollywood is down the tanker because they're losing not only people who like history, but people who discover history. You understand? You're just spiraling and making everyone satisfied when clearly you don't want to please the people who love history, like myself. Alright? I fit in the category of liking history. Alright? I remember the first time I stepped into a museum, I was in awe. And when I started traveling to Europe, I was in awe. Not just because of the people, not because of the gift shops, not because of the food, but mostly because of the history. I get to learn, the history behind the scenes. I get to follow the footsteps of the actual people that were there. That's why I like history so much. That's why I feel like I'm discovering a new world. I'm discovering, outlooks. I'm looking at every artifact. I'm looking at everything that's, in landmark wise, okay? Like, for example, a while back, this is way before, the pandemic and everything else, right? And restrictions, right? I got to go to Greece. I'm not showing off everyone. I'm not trying to like sugarcoat it or make you guys hate me or be envious of me because I don't want to hear in the comment section because it just irritates the hell out of me. Where you guys say, "Oh, look, Maggie get to travel to Greece. Where does she have a private jet, or is she Alexis Rose from Schitt's Creek? Oh my God, is she like showing off? Why do we care that she travels? Just hear my freaking story, you pain in the neck, ignorant people. All right, if you really want to travel so badly, then get off your lazy butt and get a flight over there. All right, stop being so like cringeworthy. All right, just hear me out, okay? This is an example, okay? So, anyways, as I was saying before, I had to hear this whole ignorant child start complaining, right? I'm just saying, when I went to Greece, it was magnificent. Why? Because I've been to places that I've never been to, okay? Yes, I went to Athens, but there's so much to see. Not just Athens, okay? I went to Sparta, incredible place. Really incredible, right? I went to get to see the Mount Olympus. It's fantastic, everyone. You understand? Not just the food wise, but the culture. You understand? Mount Olympus is the origin story, like the mythology itself of the Greek mythology, people, that the gods, that is, right? Like Hercules, Zeus, Apollo, Athena, I could go on. You understand? And they have temples based on them. Yes, they probably be in ruins, but it's history. And not to mention, I've been to the abandoned city of Troy. And yes, Troy is an actual place. It's real. And for whatever reason, I think it happened back when, I believe, in the mid 1940s, I believe, that they discovered Troy, meaning that an archaeologist was digging around Greece and he found something extraordinary, that he found the actual city of Troy based on the book of Homer. It's incredible, it is mind blowing that Troy literally exists. Especially Sparta, of course. Alright? And the way they explain it is unique and phenomenal. Okay? The Trojan horse does exist. Okay? Unfortunately, the actual Trojan horse was apparently in history has been gone for centuries, okay? But they do have a replica of how the Trojan horse looks like. And I was inside of it. And I figured out how people like these soldiers, right, these Greek soldiers, can fit into that horse that's made of wood and other things, right? Is fantastic. And they just describe the story of how, they go after these people, that the city of Troy, how it was burned, everything. And they even described, Achilles, how he got that name Achilles heel, all those incredible things. And I learned a lot. It's incredible, you guys. So when you have the chance, please look it up. It's literally legit. I'm dead ass serious. It's really fantastic, everyone. Okay? And another thing too, right? that really blew my mind, right? There was a temple, right? And what really intrigued me, right? And you guys know this already, and you guys seen the movie, right? Do you guys remember the loss of City of Atlantis? You know, the one with the Disney movie, the one with Michael J. Fox, those guys from that movie. Is actually real. Call me crazy. I'm not making this crap up, but there's actual people, right? And according to the tour guide who is around that area, right? She said, quote, that these people are called Minoans. At first, when I was there, I saying, who are the Minoans? Why do they sound familiar, right? She said that the Minoans are like the Atlanteans. They have similar traits as the Atlanteans, you understand? So the whole thing where the ocean took over the world, they had the technology, they have everything, so on and so forth, right? It's legit. But the thing is, right, they want to be certain if they can find it, the city of Atlantis, or the Minoan city. The only thing they can retrieve, and this is legit, you guys, you can actually look it up, right? The Minoans have some portraits, like murals, that is, right? They had temples, right? They pray on. You understand? They're very different from the Romans, that's for sure. But just go there for yourself. So my suggestion is that you research it and don't go on Wikipedia. I'm not sponsoring Wikipedia if that is right, but just do your digging and search up Minoans. I'll try to spell it out for you or try to like Google the name so you guys can find the actual source. But I'm just saying that this, specific people that are based on the Atlanteans is the Minoans. So when I was there, I was blown away. But getting back on track, when I'm trying to describe the movie of the Odyssey, right? All I'm saying is, right, just to clarify everyone to pay attention, okay? You cannot change history because I'm not saying what Christopher Nolan is doing is discriminatory towards the Greeks, but you're really, triggering them. You understand? Because I met a few Greeks. I'm not saying, I have connections with the Greek people. I'm not the prime minister or anybody like that. But what I feel like is that you're like not spitting on them, but you're poking fun at them because you want to please modern people, thinking that, oh, you believe that Helen of Troy is African American when clearly she was a Greek woman in that city. You just want to like piss over the Greeks of what they believe in because you want to please the modern people, thinking that's what she looks like. You want to like put your own spin to it. That's what I'm getting. You understand? But what I'm saying is right now, you understand? I love history, and you can't take that away from me. You cannot change my mind. You cannot like twist things around. None of it. Okay? I think the solution is right, and this is for everybody that's watching my video. Okay? I think you guys need to understand history more than anything. Okay? Because just because it happened in the movie doesn't mean that it happened for real. It did happen for real because this is history. You know, just because you want to make your own modern twist to it, thinking that, oh, a lot of people are now being glued onto the screen, it's all made up, when clearly it's not. Okay? So, my suggestion is before you see this movie, and again, it's up to you, you want to see the Odyssey movie. Okay? I'm not trying to give Matt Damon and halfway Tom Holland, John Bernthal, or any of these actors. They're great. They're incredible actors. They got their Oscar, they got their Emmy, whatever. I don't care. Okay? But what I'm caring about is how they want to rewrite history, right? And they think that okay, it's okay. Let's like shrug it off. Let's just, you know, forget about history. It was never existed. But in reality, my suggestion is for anyone that really wants a hardcore lesson, that is, that really wants to learn something, my suggestion is, right, is that you go to the place itself. Don't depend on Wikipedia, do not depend on History Channel, even though they do have some interesting material, but you need to understand the logic and everything else before you jump into thinking that this movie is based on, you know, the same subject you learned at school, because it's technically not the right source material. Okay? Not all movies are factual. Okay? Because they will always try to like tweak something just to like please you guys. Not the people who figure out that, oh, this really happened, but in reality it did not happen. They did not have these kind of people back then. Okay? Just putting it out there. Okay? And another thing too, okay? Before you comment on my video, okay, you guys, and I need you guys on, on your head on this, okay? Before you write. Think before you write for a second, okay? Do not call me racist when I'm trying to like put a point across about Lupita playing Helena Troy. Because I am showing you guys this picture of Helena Troy. And for whatever reason, if you think in your mind that Lupita looks like Helena Troy, then you're mistaken. And don't call me racist when that's not true. Okay? Just want to let you guys know that. So, do not blacklist me. Do not call me in the comment section racist. I am just spitting facts because this is history. Okay? So, my suggestion is before you see the Odyssey movie, read the history, read the book of the Odyssey, and then come back to me when you what you think, okay? That's my suggestion, okay? But overall, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below what you think of the casting of the Odyssey, featuring Matt Damon and halfway Tom Holland, Zendaya, Elliot Page, John Barthol, and of course, Lupita the Young. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. What you think of this casting, okay? Because I am dying to hear this, in the comment section. What do you guys think, okay? But other than that, you guys, thank you so much for watching, you guys. You guys are awesome. We finally reaching a lot of subscribers. This is incredible that I'm getting, this many subscribers. So thank you guys so much. You guys are amazing, okay? And like I said, you guys, don't forget to like this video, share this with friends and family, as well as subscribe to become my Hellfire Club, alright? And of course, as well, please check the description down below to follow my social platforms, as well as support Kime Kinnan. Alrighty, guys? So this is your helper leader, Maggie Negan, the Walking Dead Finkel 27 signing off. So next video, hope to see you guys soon. Okay? Love you guys. Peace out.